Good morning. Today is day 29. God is enough. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Paul had what he called a thorn in the flesh. He never said exactly what it was. He begged God 3 times to remove it, and God said no. But then he said something that really, it just took Paul's entire framework and for strength, and he turned it completely upside down. He says, "My grace is sufficient. My power is made perfect in weakness." What? That's the answer that Paul was looking for, but it actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. That's not the answer that Paul was looking for. But it turned out to be exactly what he needed, because it shifted his focus from what he lacked to what God had already provided. Think about Adam and Eve in the garden. They walked through an entire garden. We don't know how big it was, but I suspect it was very large, that was full of abundance. Every need was met. They walked through the entire garden past the abundance just to take and focus on the lack. We spend most of our lives trying to be strong enough, capable enough, put together enough, and when we're not, we feel like we failed. Like if we just try harder, we get our act together more completely, everything's going to work out. God says his power shows up most clearly in our weakness, not despite our weakness, but in it. When we're at the end of ourselves, when we have nothing left to offer, when the resources that we normally rely on, they're completely gone, that's when his sufficiency becomes completely undeniable. 2 Corinthians 12:10 says, "That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." When I'm weak, then I'm strong. That's upside down. But you know what? That's kingdom logic. And it's true. Right now, we don't have enough of a lot of things. Money, time, but we do have access to a God that is enough. And I praise God that my access to him does not require me on being good enough. So where are we trying to be enough on our own instead of resting in the God who already is? Be blessed by the best. We'll see you tomorrow.